administration has ordered stockpiling of food as tensions with India are flaring up. The POK administration goes in chaos, calls on residents near the de facto border with the Indian side to stockpile food today.
Laura, the director of the food pantry here, says he's having to turn away as many as 10 hungry families every single hour of every single day that he was supposed to be open. He says it was a gut-wrenching decision having to stockpile food.
It's just things like sweet corn, tuna.
In homes across the country, too, Brits are filling their cupboards and pantries.
It's just my insurance policy if everything goes wrong.
Mother of 3 Jo Elgarf worries about the needs of her children in case of Brexit-induced supply shortages.
Did you know that far below the hills of Missouri, Kentucky, and other secret places in America, big government buildings store large amounts of food? These reserves are not just made-up ideas, they're practical safety measures for national emergencies, like natural disasters and global health crises. Although we don't know everything about these stockpiles, what we do know is interesting and helpful. But why should you be concerned about the government's food stocks? The same smart planning used for national emergency readiness works for your home too. Recent world events have shown how fast supply chains can break down, grocery shelves can clear out, and regular food distribution can be affected. The COVID-19 pandemic, severe weather events, and global conflicts have all shown how weak our food delivery systems really are. This video will look at 10 important foods that government agencies keep on hand, and why it's a smart idea to include these items in your own emergency pantry. These are not just random picks, they are thoughtful choices based on how long they last, how healthy they are, how useful they can be, and how they make us feel safe during tough times. If you're getting ready for a weekend power cut or a bigger emergency, knowing these smart food options can really help. Before looking at specific foods, it's good to know why countries stockpile food. Government food reserves have several important roles. National security. Having enough food is really important for a country's safety. Countries that can't provide food for their people during tough times deal with problems like instability, unrest, and being open to outside influences. By keeping food supplies on hand, governments make sure that people's basic needs are met even when regular systems don't work. When hurricanes hit coastal areas, wildfires destroy neighborhoods, or floods cut off communities, federal agencies need quick access to long-lasting foods that can be sent out fast. FEMA and similar groups keep a lot of food supplies just for these situations. Price stabilization. Some government food stores help the economy by letting officials share food during shortages. This stops major price increases that could make it hard for people in need to get enough to eat. Keeping the government running. The hidden part of government food storage is about keeping important programs running, making sure key people can be supported during really bad situations like nuclear disasters or major terrorist attacks. The planning behind these government stockpiles provides helpful tips for getting ready at home. With more changes in the climate, risks from pandemics, and problems in supply chains, having enough food for ourselves has become very important. Let's look at the 10 important foods that experts suggest for both national supplies and your home emergency pantry. When archaeologists uncovered honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that was still perfectly edible after thousands of years, they verified what preparation experts had long suspected. Honey may be nature's best long-term storage food. Government agencies appreciate honey not only for how long it lasts, but also for its many uses beyond just being a sweetener. Honey acts as a feel-good dish that lifts spirits in tough times, a quick energy source with simple natural sugars that are easy to digest, a healing resource that helps fight germs for treating wounds when medical supplies are low, a flexible way to keep other foods fresh. The special chemistry of honey is what makes it almost immortal. Honey has very little moisture, usually less than 18%, and is quite acidic, making it a place where bacteria and fungi can't live. Also, honey has glucose oxidase, which is an enzyme that makes hydrogen peroxide, a natural way to preserve and fight bacteria. Government stockpiles probably have different kinds of honey, and some studies say that darker types, like buckwheat honey, might have more antioxidants and antimicrobial properties. For your emergency pantry, think about keeping raw, unfiltered honey in glass jars, away from heat and light. If crystals form, which is normal and not a sign of spoilage, Just put the container in warm water until the crystals melt away. It's really important to remember, don't give honey to babies who are less than 1 year old because it can be harmful to their still growing tummies. Fresh eggs are packed with nutrients but can spoil quickly. Powdered eggs are a great invention that turns this delicate protein into a long-lasting food option for emergencies. People who plan for emergencies know that protein is very important during long crises. Powdered eggs have many benefits. Full protein profile with all important amino acids, relatively light in comparison to the protein content, can last 5 to 10 years if stored correctly. Easy to cook during emergencies. Comforting food that feels like home. FEMA and other agencies include powdered eggs in emergency meal kits because they help provide protein that people often lack during long emergencies. Military MREs often have powdered eggs for similar reasons. A single cup of reconstituted powdered eggs has about 25 grams of good protein and important nutrients like vitamin D, selenium, B vitamins, and choline, nutrients that are key for brain health and immune support when things get tough. When you add powdered eggs to your emergency supplies, choose products made for long-term storage instead of regular grocery store ones. Keep in sealed containers with oxygen absorbers in cool, dark places. Powdered eggs in vacuum-sealed number 10 cans can stay good for up to 15 years if kept in the right conditions. To use, combine 1 tablespoon of powdered eggs with 2 tablespoons of water to make 1 fresh egg. Powdered eggs can be easily mixed into baking recipes, making healthy breads and pancakes even when fresh ingredients aren't around. It may be surprising, but coffee is considered one of the important foods to keep on hand. Both government groups and experts in emergency planning see its special value during tough times. Coffee plays an important part in planning for national emergencies, not just as a drink. Caffeine helps keep emergency workers and people facing crises awake and alert. Making coffee is a comforting routine that helps during tough times. Instant coffee can last a really long time, up to 25 years if you keep it stored right. Coffee has long been acknowledged as strategically important in military operations. In World War II, American soldiers had instant coffee as a key part of their food supplies, and today's military still keeps this practice going. Instant coffee has good stuff like antioxidants and tiny nutrients that help your health, in addition to giving you that caffeine kick. These substances might help lower swelling and boost the immune system during stressful times often seen in emergencies. For your emergency supplies, pick vacuum-sealed instant coffee in glass jars or Mylar bags. Keep it dry, as moisture is the main threat to instant coffee. Keep in mind that coffee can be a useful item to trade during long emergencies, so it's a good idea to store some extra beyond what you think you'll need. When government organizations think about food safety during long emergencies, they pay close attention to protein sources. Canned fish, especially tuna, salmon, and sardines, is one of the best choices you can make. Choosing to add canned fish to national food reserves shows thoughtful thinking about many things. Great nutrition packed with full protein, omega-3 fats, and important minerals. Food that you can eat right away without any cooking or getting ready. Store for 3 to 5 years, but it can often last over 10 years. Government stockpiles probably have different kinds of fish, with tuna being the main part of reserves because many people like it and it's good for you. Salmon has more omega-3, while sardines are great for calcium because you can eat their bones. Canned fish is really useful to have during long emergencies because of its good nutrition. A regular 5-ounce can of tuna gives about 30 grams of whole protein, important selenium and iodine, necessary for thyroid function. B-complex vitamins like niacin and B12 omega-3 fats that help the brain work better and lower swelling. In survival situations, these nutrients help stop protein malnutrition and support thinking clearly during stressful times. When stocking your emergency pantry, cycle canned fish on a first-in, first-out basis. Keep in a cool, dry place, away from major fluctuations in temperature. Think about adding different kinds for a mix in your diet. Chunk light tuna has lower mercury levels compared to albacore. Salmon is a great source of vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. Sardines are a great source of calcium, especially when you eat the bones. Mackerel is rich in good fats and protein. Choose options stored in water instead of oil for better shelf life. A long time ago, before we had today's emergency plans, ancient people saw lentils as a great food for survival. These simple beans have helped people survive many famines and food shortages throughout history. Government emergency food programs include lentils for good reasons. Great shelf life of 25 to 30 years when kept in the right conditions. Full protein when mixed with grains. Quick cooking time compared to other dried beans. Lots of fiber that helps you feel full when you're watching what you eat. Agencies such as USAID include lentils in global food aid programs because they are very nutritious and are accepted by many different cultures. Their small size also helps them be useful for moving and sharing during emergencies. To make your dried lentils last longer, store them in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers. Mylar bags and food-grade buckets offer great protection for a long time. Lentils are different from many beans because they don't need to be soaked beforehand. They can be cooked in just 20 minutes, which makes them really useful in emergencies when cooking resources might be scarce. Lentils can also be sprouted, giving you fresh vegetable nutrition when other veggies aren't around. This method is probably part of government food security plans. Few foods can match peanut butter's shelf stability, caloric richness, and worldwide appeal. This American favorite has changed from a basic spread to an important resource for food security. Emergency planners in the government see the special benefits of peanut butter. Very high in calories, almost 100 calories for each tablespoon. No need for refrigeration. Products can last between 6 to 24 months, and they often remain good for even longer. FEMA frequently includes peanut butter in disaster response supplies, and the government's recommendations for domestic emergency kits constantly include it as a priority item. Peanut butter is not just for home use, it's also part of food aid packages around the world because it's healthy and fits well with different cultures. For emergency storage, pick commercial peanut butter that doesn't have natural oil separation for the best shelf life. Keep in cool, dark places and use a rotation system to keep things fresh. Think about powdered peanut butter too, which lasts a long time, up to 15 years, and takes up less space for storage. Peanut butter does more than just spread on bread in tough times. Combine with hot water to make a quick sauce for rice or noodles. Mix with honey and powdered milk to make high-calorie emergency nutrition balls. Add to soups and stews for a boost of protein. When looking at government food programs and military meal planning, oats often show up as an important basic food. This simple grain has helped people get through many tough times in history. Government agencies focus on oats in food security planning for a few important reasons. Whole oat groats can last a long time, about 25 to 30 years, if kept in the right way, having all the nutrients you need, like protein, good carbs, and fiber, little moisture that helps avoid spoilage. Food experts in the military have known for a long time that oats are great for emergency meals, using them in different feeding systems in the field. Oats are routinely recommended in government preparation standards for institutional and family emergency planning. To keep them fresh for a long time, put whole oat groats or steel-cut oats in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and make sure to keep them away from air. Rolled oats are easy to use, but because they have more surface area, they don't last as long, about 15 to 20 years. When compared to whole oat groats, oats can do many things besides just being used for regular oatmeal. Turn into flour for quick baking when needed. Used to make soups and stews thicker. Mix into meat dishes to stretch them during times when food is limited. Turn into oat milk when you can't find dairy. Think about keeping both fast cooking types for convenience and regular rolled oats for different textures when facing long emergencies. When thinking about times when fresh fruits and vegetables might not be around, government emergency food programs depend a lot on canned veggies, especially healthy choices like corn, green beans, carrots, and tomatoes. Government groups such as FEMA keep canned vegetables in their disaster supplies, and the military also uses them in different meal plans for field feeding. The USDA keeps a good amount of some canned vegetables to help with food security programs. These preserved vegetables work together to stop the lack of important nutrients that often comes with long food shortages. When setting up your emergency pantry, choose options that have less salt or no added salt if you can. Too much salt can make you need more water during emergencies when water might be limited. Keep cans in cool, dry places and use a rotation system to keep them fresh. Besides just nutrition, government emergency planning looks at mental aspects when it comes to storing food. Canned fruits are important in this plan, acting as both healthy options and comforting treats when things get tough. Military feeding programs have always understood how important it is for morale to include fruit in meals, with canned fruits being part of combat rations since World War I. Today's emergency response supplies still follow this practice. The large amount of water in canned fruits, 70 to 80%, helps keep you hydrated, which is important when regular water sources might not be available. For your emergency pantry, pick fruits in juice instead of thick syrup when you can to keep sugar intake low. Keep in cool places out of direct sunlight and use a rotation system to keep things fresh. Think about adding fun choices like canned fruit cocktail with cherries, which can bring a little cheer during tough times. No other food has helped more people during tough times in history than white rice. This important food is a key part of government programs that help ensure people have enough to eat around the world for good reasons. Countries like China, Japan, South Korea, and the United States keep large rice reserves as important resources. The US includes rice in different emergency plans for problems at home and help for other countries. Although white rice doesn't have as many vitamins and minerals as brown rice, it lasts much longer, over 25 years compared to 6 to 8 months for brown rice, making it a clear option for planning for emergencies in the long run. To store white rice well, use Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and seal them in food-grade buckets to keep out air. Keep in a cool, dry place, away from bugs. Even though government stockpiles are very large, the smart ideas behind them can help us get ready at home. By adding these 10 government-approved stockpile foods to your emergency pantry, you build strength against different situations, from bad weather to supply chain issues. When creating your own food supply, think about these important ideas that help shape government storage plans. Longevity. Focus on foods that last for many years to reduce the need for frequent changes. Nutrition. Make sure to have a good mix of proteins, carbs, fats, and important vitamins and minerals. Keep foods that your family already likes to eat so it's easier to adjust during emergencies. Think about how you will cook food if there are power or water outages. Feel-good foods. Add tasty treats that help lift spirits during tough times. Using these proven ideas from the government for getting ready at home helps you build strength against problems, whether they are small issues or big emergencies. The foods that governments keep on hand for emergencies offer a simple guide for getting your home ready. These 10 items: honey, powdered eggs, instant coffee, canned fish, lentils, peanut butter, oats, canned vegetables, canned fruits, and white rice, show years of experience in emergency feeding turned into simple advice. The exact details of government food supplies are not fully known, but the idea behind them is simple. Build strength by choosing foods that last a long time and provide good nutrition to support both health and morale during tough times. By using these same ideas in your home readiness, you create a base of independence that helps you no matter what challenges come your way in the future. Keep in mind that being ready isn't about being scared. It's about being practical for a world that can be unpredictable. Just like governments put money into food security to prepare for different situations, having an emergency pantry at home is a smart way to take care of your family during uncertain times. Begin with these 10 foods approved by the government for stockpiling, and you'll be using a plan for being ready that is supported by thorough research and actual emergency situations.